Good morning, YouTube. Whew. We're out on our first walk of the day and it is chilly. The sun is just about to come up over there. Whew. It is a cold one right now. Kind of a little cold snap, which I don't mind so much. You get to bundle up. It's kind of nice. Anyway, today we got some projects to get into. We're going to be continuing to work on that. Oh, there's the sunrise. There it is. We're going to continue to work on that retaining wall in front of the Quonset hut, I guess, or in back of it, however you look at it. And we're going to work on the lower level of cob on the south wall of the chicken coop. And we're going to open the chicken coop back up because our chicken that was on medical leave has rejoined the flock. She's doing great. Nobody's picking on her. It's nice. So I'm gonna walk these little dudes and then we're gonna send some packages and eat some breakfast and do all the morning things, and we're gonna get back into it. We may work a little bit on the pole barn some today too. I'm not sure if they'll be on this video or not. We'll see how far we get into things. So I hope you're having a beautiful Sunday for us. I don't know what day it is for you guys, but I hope you're having a beautiful Sunday, and these guys are raring to go. So I'm gonna go smell where all the critters have been overnight with these guys, and then we're gonna get back to it. So next time you see us, we'll be either probably at the chicken coop or behind the Quonset hut. Okay, we're back. We've done our chores, we've had our breakfast, we've sent our packages, all the things. We're back out here at the retaining wall for the patio area that we're working on. And this is set up. We let it sit for a few days, actually, just to make sure we liked our, mixture. And it's, I don't know if you can hear that. It's like hard as a rock. So I like the mixture. You can see this section that we got a little too wet. This is what happens when it dries. It still dries, it shrinks a little bit and does all this stuff, but it's like, it was too wet, this section, but it's not gonna hurt anything in this setting to be that way. But this is the mixture. This is what we're doing today. Right now on video, I'm gonna run a bag from further back. I'm stepping it into the side here. I'm going to run from way back there, and you can see I put some of the mixture just loose under there to make a ramp up. Put it from back there, and I'm going to overlap it to here, and then I'm going to run a bag from this overlap all the way to the other end down there to do that part. So we'll do that on time lapse, and then we'll check back in when we're done with this section and show you what we've got going. Alrighty, here we are. Hopefully you can see some of that. That was a quick time lapse. Not quick for us. This is where I overlapped the bags, as I was talking about before. I've got it kind of in shadow where you can see I took the bag a little bit further than the first bag, and it does dip down a little back there because it's on native soil, and then it comes up, so that'll even out in the next bag. It comes out to here and overlaps with that bottom bag, and then my new bag goes across and it overlaps with a little ramp I built there and finishes out that grade. So I'm trying to make this section of this bag, like the rest of this bag, just a little bit thinner than this section so that I can keep it level as it continues to go just slightly up that slope. But if it's a little off level here, as we go up each layer of bags, we'll be able to kind of adjust for that in a way, if that makes sense, hopefully. So we had a little hard time today getting adjusted for our mix. For some reason we were doing a little dry at first. We just weren't in the groove of it. But we're cooking with oil now, or cooking with the proper mix of water, I should say. And this bag should continue to about right there. And then I'll do a bag overlapping up to there, and then a bag all the way back across and overlapping that corner. So every time you do a new layer, you kind of crisscross or overlap these corners so that they kind of lock in over the process of the buildup. So that's what it does. It kind of builds up layer by layer by layer by layer as you go. And then I wanted to show you, this is our setup. John's mixing a batch right now. You can hear he has the mixer going, getting the clumps. You can see it's getting a little clumpy. It's making little balls. That's what we want to see. And then that tells us that the mix is ready to clump on its own, essentially. So when I pack it, it's really going to bind together well and stay in a nice formed kind of dirt sausage, as it were. So that's what we're doing. What we have been doing is we start the mix with a little bit of water, and then we add 5 spoonfuls or shovelfuls of AB mix in soil, and then a scoop of hydrated lime, and then 5 more of that, and then finish off with some more water and let it mix. And I'll show you our water setup if John will show. You want to show how we squirt water?
Sure.
So we've got, actually I'll show down here. Actually, okay, so we're off grid, obviously. So I have this IBC tote that I use for the Airstream when I fill up my tanks for my Airstream where I'm staying right now while we build. So this is a tote full of fresh city water that we have delivered, essentially, on delivery service. I have the hose connected here, and it's going into, let me go on the other side so you can see. It's going into a pump. It's called a water transfer pump, and this is a like 1/8 horsepower, very small. It goes in one side in a certain direction and then out another hose. So this pumps it. It's not running right now, but it is plugged in to an extension cord. And this extension cord, we have the pump primed. It's off right now. Do you want to turn the mixer off so I can hear it? And it's off right now, and then this line you can hear. I'm gonna go around this thing so this thing doesn't poke me. The line is plugged into we have it on a power strip with a switch, with an on-off switch right here. And it's plugged in to our trusty Goal Zero. We have it covered with a tarp so we don't see the lime and water. We don't want to get it limey. So there's our Goal Zero. It's running. Hear it? It's silent. It's nice. This is our generator, essentially, so we don't have to use gas power. It's powered by our solar panels at night. But this is that Goal Zero generator that we come and do all our stuff with. So that power strip is plugged in here. The cement mixer is plugged into this cord and onto there. And when we want to run the power or the hose and we want pressure, all we do is, John will show you his system. He switches this like here, and you can hear the pump running, and then he's got pressure on the hose, and that's it. And then he can add water to the mix, he can do whatever he needs to do, and there's ready pressure. And then he can turn off the switch so the pump is primed and ready for the next round, and we don't have to just drizzle water in. So that's our system. That's how we're doing it, off grid. Nice and quiet. That's our generator running as we speak. We're gonna finish up this bag here, and then we're gonna take a break and have some lunch, and then we'll see what else we can get into. We'll let this bag layer set up before we do whatever we're doing for the rest of the video, which I think is going to be cob or work on the pole barn. So we'll catch up with you and show you what this looks like when it's done. But I did want to show you our process with the mixer and the water and the power and all of that. So hope you're enjoying it so far. We sure are. Alrighty, we are in the chicken coop on the south wall. Here's what we did the last time. Still have that little bitty section up there at the top. And then I need to do the rest of this ditch. It is fully dry now. I did rocks on this part over here before, and on that part today, my goal is to do this section with the rocks kind of as a base to try to build it out like we're doing. And I have this, I was using here's the doggies. I was using the watering can, but it was gummed up, and we had a sprayer before, a plastic sprayer, and everything plastic out here just doesn't last in the sun. So I did finally order this metal one, which I really like. I think it's from Beaver, And so I'm going to be spraying. It's a pressure sprayer. It has a pressure gauge on it, and everything's stainless steel. So hopefully that'll keep it from rotting in the sun. It does have this braided line here, which is nice. This handle cover is plastic, but everything else is stainless. So all the little fittings and everything. And it has some pretty good pressure. You can see, so I'm spraying to re-wet everything where I'm going to be cobbing so that it'll bond pretty well. So I'm going to do that. John is mixing cob. He's ready for me. He's like, get it wet already. So I'm wetting this down. Clementine's very helpful. She's like, what is this spray? Want to smell? Want to smell the water? What is that? Oh my goodness, what is it? So I'll get that sprayed, and then I'll put you guys on time lapse so you can see the cob progress here. And then what we get to do today is let these girls back in to this area so our little divider wall can come down. I've already removed Agatha from out of here once when I came in today, so they're ready to be free to wander again. So we're going to work on that. I'll put you on time lapse in a few minutes. You'll see the cob going in, and then we'll take down this little temporary divider section that we had up and let the chickens free. Alrighty, here is today's work. I finished the top thing. John mixed perfect batches. The water was a little warmer today, so he's saying it was a good consistency. So I got this section done. There may be a couple more rough coats in here just to build out, the shape. I'm wanting this to be like sloped down and out at the bottom when it's ready for plaster. So there may be a couple little patches that we put in here as we go. But for the most part, this south wall is now complete for winter, for what I want for before the end of the year. And then I'll be moving to this west wall now. And my goal is to get it from all the way up there at the rafters down. The west wall will not have any windows. It'll just have a little ventilation at the very top rafter area. The other three walls have ventilation top and bottom. So got that part done today. You can see, probably you can see the general slope of this, how it's kind of big at the bottom, and I'm hoping it will slope up. So you can tell where I'll probably have to come back in and fill in a little bit in here just to kind of build it out as time goes. Before we do the lime plaster will be the finished coat. So, and obviously this is very rough still. There'll be a less straw heavy or a chopped straw layer probably right before the plaster comes on. So anyway, I got the top where I wanted it to be. I also came in here on the corner. I think you could see on the video. I'm joining to the east side, and there's cob on the outside of that. This wire is cobbed in, so I wanted to kind of backfill some of that, so I did that today as well. You can see the very top still needs that up there. So that's another section that we'll be working on the east wall and then coming back in. So again, a little bit more here to do, but for the most part, we're getting ready to open these girls' world back up to the south side of the coop, and they're going to be very excited about that. So we're going to work on that right now. All right, you might have noticed our first adventurous chicken out there was Betty. She was out before we even got the roll of wire out. Right now we're just removing this little wall that we put in, and there's a fake egg in there that we had put in for the roosting area for our sick leaf chicken. You can see she was molting clearly. And then I think I have an egg over here. Let's see, I think I have another one. Woohoo! All right, not bad, girls, not bad. That is egg number 9 for today. Look, it has little tiny speckles and such. That's nice. So we're gonna unwire that. The girls are free to be in their entire yard. We do have to do this again. That'll come maybe tomorrow morning once they come out. And everybody looks happy out here. I got some dirt on the outside rocks right there. And then you can see the cob from the outside where I kind of squished it through the wire from in there. And that gives me a rough spot to attach to out here. So anyway, yeah, they're really enjoying the space. It's like they've never been in here before. Well, we're gonna get back to it. Our next project for the video is going to be the pole barn. I'll walk over and show you just a little bit of that. The pole barn is over here. You know, we have Pyrenees, and we also have my little 2 inside dogs, Red and Finley. And then we have 2 border collies, Zip and Ringo. They're currently inside, but they don't like to be inside. They're actually used to being outside. So the pole barn is going to be here. It's attached to the garden area at the back. And we're going to have this barn be part cob and part hyperadobe bag. So we'll be doing that in this video. One of the things we have to do, we had wired this for fencing. We had put this extra bit of no climb at the bottom, which we don't need for the building process. It's just for the dogs to keep them out of that area for us. When we get the border collies up here, this fence is going to come out a little bit to here, and it's going to come over to this gate. They will have a gate on the other side of the pole barn, that other corner, and they'll have a dog door to go inside the pole barn if they want to be inside, or they can be outside. So they'll have a choice because they kind of don't like to be really inside fully. So they'll have outside space. They'll get to look around and see the other dogs. Ringo is a very serious boy, just like Finley. And he does not like mixing and mingling with other dogs, so to speak, but he loves watching them. So he's going to be able to be out here watching Jack and watching the chickens from his area, but he won't be able to get to them and be bothered or bother them. So we'll be working on that the rest of this video, and we'll show you the close-ups of all that in a minute. What do you think, Clementine? You like that idea? We're going to be out here? Yeah. Are you? Oh, yes, I see your belly. I do. I see it. Oh, you need a little rub? You need a rub on your belly? Oh, what a belly rub. What a buddy. What a buddy. These Pyrenees. What a sweet babies. What a sweet babies. Oh, now we're getting jumped on. All right. We'll be back with you in just a few minutes doing more work inside the pole barn. Okay. So we are now in the pole barn. I have some things lined up here. I'm going to explain what we're doing. And I don't think we're going to get to the actual work in this particular video. We'll just have us a cliffhanger, but I'll explain what this building's going to be for. This is our pole barn. We had initially planned these beams to extend beyond the front, and then I changed the size of my post to 6 by 6, and it changed my dimensions enough that it didn't give me enough overhang. So what it did is it changed the type of roof that we're going to be trying to do. So now with these ceiling or like roof joist things are inside the rim of the building, and our roof is going to be on top of that. So we're going to be adding 2x4 purlins across this way through here to connect metal roofing. And then we're going to extend that metal roofing beyond the north and south, and actually the east and west as well, frame of this building. But in order to do that, because our boards don't hang off anymore, we are going to be building ladders with scrap 2x4s. So John has been cutting the sections. He's going to be making it looks like a ladder. You'll see it as we do it if you have never seen it before. But it'll be like a ladder that attaches with structural screws to this section out here and allows for a foot overhang for us, so that when we do our earthen wall material in this building, it'll be protected from down rain and stuff like that. So that's what we'll be working on today. Well, John will be working on that part, and I'll be working on preparing for what's going to be in the wall sections. So our chicken coop is over there. It's beyond the chicken run, and this area that I explained is going to be belonging to Zip and Ringo, so they can have a good view of the whole yard and all the goings on, so Ringo can be entertained. That coop is of course made with cob. This one will be partly cob, but we're going to do a combination of things. We're going to be using earth bags, or the hyperadobe bags, but instead of our big giant 18-inch or 16-inch wall bags that we have for the house, I have a roll randomly. I can't actually remember why I have this, if it was a sample or what, but I bought 8-inch bags. So this is a lot smaller bag. You can see how big it is. So when it's squished out, it's probably going to be, if it's full of dirt and earth material, it's probably going to be about 5 inches thick. So we have a 6x6 post for our walls, and we're going to be making as far up as we can with these bags until we run out of them, because I don't have another particular use in mind for this roll of bags, and I want to use them. I want to put them to good use, and I think an 8-inch wall is totally sufficient for this particular building and its use. So we'll be starting on this particular wall with the bags. To do that, I'm going to be getting some native rocks and laying down a rock base, and you can see sort of the grade. This is the lowest, or I guess the ground is the highest here. On this side it goes around, and as it goes around, the grade increases. You can see my pillars poke up more. There's a sleeping dog and more. This is the highest side, so I have to fill in with rock. I'll be filling up with rock up to the bottom of my I guess to the top of my pillar, to the bottom of the beam, and then going with the earth bags above that. Now, these bags are so much smaller that our little bucket system that I have to deliver the material into the big red bags obviously won't work for this. Help, Jack. It's okay, buddy. It's John. Everybody's gonna bark now. Anyway, let me get the doggies to stop. It's okay, Boomer. It's okay. You coming? You coming, Chalice? Okay, I'll get the doggies to calm down, and then we'll come back and explain what we're going to do over here. All right, we're back. I have got the dogs to calm down. I think we had a delivery coming. Boomer's going back behind the chicken coop. They get very excited when someone comes up here. So anyway, I'll be working on making a new, smaller delivery system for this bag. So scouring the hardware store, and what I came up with is sewer line. This is I think it's a 4-inch, I believe it's a 4-inch. Yes, 4 inches right there. So it's 4 inches. This is not used, obviously. That would be gross. So this is a sewer line. Doesn't really matter. I'm just putting dirt through it, but I obviously want a clean sewer line. And then this is a little coupler that fits on the outside of this. And I got some, the smallest bottle of PVC glue. It's for, it's PVC to cement, but it will hold this to this for this application. Again, this is not to create a seal. It's just to stick this onto here so that I can use it for what I intend to. And then I found this, which is a stovepipe reducer thing, and it's gonna hopefully I'm gonna cut it so that it can slide down into this. It's also 4 inches, so I'm gonna use some tin snips and cut here, cut in a few places so that I can kind of crimp this down and make it slide just inside there. And then I'll be able to put my little smaller bag over top of this, just like I do for that bucket system, and then be able to hopefully use my little scooper. This is actually an old dog food scooper, small, to like deliver some of the dirt material for the wall into this kind of hopper that I'm making. So the benefit of having a wall like this, it'll be an earthen wall. It'll, like, you know, have the heat transfer effects for this pole barn, which is essentially a tool shed. The problem is it's going to be a lot slower delivery method to get my dirt mixture into the small situation. So I probably will not purchase the 8-inch bags for anything else here, just because it's not really efficient use of time and materials, but I have the bags. I have a use for them. And then once we run out of this bag in the wall, I'll cob the rest. So this will be like the base. It'll be cobbed up. And then in order to kind of tie these bags, once they're full of earth, into the wall structure and make it a little bit more, even more strong, I have these landscape nails here, which I used to put my hardware cloth around the base of the foundation of the house so that it would stay out of my way while I was putting down the rocks and the first bags. So I'm going to be using this through the outside of the chicken wire to come in and attach it to the earth bag as we go, so that it has another way of tying it together. And then we'll be plastering on the outside of this against the bags and then against the cob. So a good use for these. I don't have any other use for these right now. It's a good way to tie them together. We're going to see how it goes. This is all an experiment, but we're going to check it out. Hopefully we'll be able to use the materials I have on hand and get this done. I am realizing this video is getting a little bit long, so I'm going to continue with what I'm doing right now. And then you guys will be on a little cliffhanger and you'll be able to see if this works, how I'm going to be using that in the next video to hopefully deliver some dirt into the walls and get at least this wall started ASAP. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this wall here is going to have a dog door in it so that Zip and Ringo can come and go into their run area, and then also be inside. And this inside here will be fully enclosed with a roof and walls. And the front, I'll go back here so you can see the front, this section here where I have blocked with ladders and stuff, this will have double doors so I can bring a tractor in and put hay bales or whatever I want. This is like a barn space, but then all the other walls around it will be solid. So it'll be a closed area, but they'll have windows to the front, you know, where they can look out at who's coming in the driveway. They'll have their gate over there, and they'll have access to see all the people around and all the dogs and all the chickens and all the exciting things that are happening, which they'll enjoy because I think they get a little bored being inside dogs. So we're going to get set up. John's got his wagon of supplies. He's setting up work tables for his ladder building situation. We've got dirt piles for our delivery system. This is our saw that we've got to uncover and set up. We got the whole shebang out here. We'll be working on that. You will see us again in the next video. Boomer will still be here, loud and proud. Right, Boomer? Yes, sir. You're watching everything. And then we'll be back next Sunday. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little hodgepodge of everything as usual. And if you liked it, please like it, subscribe if you haven't already, share with your friends, and we will see you next Sunday with the next part of this apparent cliffhanger on the pole barn.